Do you want to have a unique pet, but don't know which one to get? Here's our list of the top 10 exotic animals you can have as pets. Number 10. Ferrets. Ferrets are members of the weasel family that have been domesticated for over 2,000 years. They are highly intelligent and social pets, and even though they seem just like a small, easy to care for pocket pet, they are a big responsibility and often require just as much care as a cat or dog, if not more. They are extremely playful, mischievous, entertaining little animals who can bring endless enjoyment to a family. They are cuddly, interactive, spunky pets who can be great for owners who have time to take them out of their cages every day and play with them. Though ferret owners tend to adore their pets, and many can't stop at having just one, ferrets may not be the right pet for everyone, especially a family with young children, because ferrets can bite. As with any interaction between kids and pets, close parental supervision is a must. It should be known that ferrets are banned as pets in some countries, so for buying or adopting a ferret, check your local laws. Number 9. Red-footed tortoise. The red-footed tortoise is one of the most popular tortoise breeds kept as pets. These pets are easy to find as large-scale breeding is available in the United States, and you can acquire captive-bred red-footed tortoises from a variety of sources, including reptile expos, breeders, and pet stores. As cold-blooded creatures, all reptiles need to regulate their body temperature. They need a thermal gradient or spectrum of temperatures so that they can keep their body temperature at an optimal level. Also, full-spectrum ultraviolet light is necessary for an indoor enclosure since your tortoise will not get unfiltered sunlight. Tortoises require UVB rays to synthesize vitamin D3. Before getting one, make sure to check your local laws. Number 8. Sugar gliders. Sugar gliders are very popular exotic pets. They're small, cute, and unique little marsupials that are native to Australia and parts of Indonesia. Their bodies are similar to a squirrel's with gray fur and black markings. Sugar gliders make for playful, curious, and social pets, but they do require frequent handling to keep them tame, along with ample space for exercise. Plus, they have a very particular diet, and you should put considerable effort into educating yourself about the species before acquiring a sugar glider. Again, check your local laws for getting one, because they are illegal to keep as pets in a few states, like Alaska, Hawaii, and California. Also, they are nocturnal, meaning they're most active during the nighttime. Number 7. Hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are unique animals, so they also make unique pets. Not only do they eat a very different type of food when compared to other pocket pets, but they are covered with tiny little spikes and roll into bowls when scared. Sonic the Hedgehog may have been all blue and cool in the Sega video games, but the real animals have their own special appeal that only hedgehog lovers can understand. Hedgehogs obviously have a lot of prickly spines, but that doesn't mean they aren't fun to hold. Tame hedgehogs will crawl in your hands, take treats from you, and even enjoy being carried for a bit. Younger hedgehogs are easier to tame than older ones, therefore your best chance to having a hedgehog that loves being held is by getting one at about 6 to 8 weeks of age. Number 6. Red-eared sliders. If you get one of these quarter-sized babies, it may look easy at first, but as they grow, they'll need a giant tank and a lot of constant care. It's more than just a bowl with a little bit of water and a rock. Aquatic turtles, including red-eared sliders, will need special lighting, animal and plant-based foods, and continuous cleaning and maintenance. Red-eared sliders require more work than many people think. They also get much larger and need more room than was often implied by pet stores and other vendors. A large tank, special reptile lighting, and an appropriate diet are just a few things you'll want to make sure you provide to your red-eared slider. Number 5. Corn snakes. These low-key snakes allow people to handle them and are generally docile. But when they feel threatened, especially in the wild, they may vibrate their tails as a defense mechanism, similarly to rattlesnakes. Like most snakes, corn snakes are unrivaled escape artists. They will push up the lid with their noses, looking for weaknesses and tiny openings. An escape snake is also likely to give your household visitors a good scare. Number 4. Blue-tongued skink. The blue-tongued skink is a large lizard whose appetite for slugs and snails make it a favorite pet among gardeners in Australia. Skinks are easy to care for, low-maintenance lizards, and make good pets for children and beginners, as long as owners are prepared for the relatively large size compared to other pet lizards. Blue-tongued skinks are ground dwellers with a flattened and elongated body somewhat resembling a snake in appearance. They are docile, quiet, gentle, and easily tamed, which is why they make great beginner pets. Number 3. Fire-belly newts. Active, hardy, and relatively easy to care for, fire-belly newts are a popular choice for beginner amphibian keepers. They're a fun pet to observe, though their toxic skin secretions make them unwise to handle. Still, once you get them set up with the proper environment and determine their feeding schedule, they can be a low-maintenance, enjoyable companion for many years. When you first bring home your fire-belly newt, it may seem shy and reclusive as it gets used to its new enclosure. But once the newt figures out its new scene, it should be quite lively. Fire-belly newts and other aqueous amphibians spend most of their time in the water, coming to land only occasionally. They are nocturnal, feeding and frolicking mostly at night, so they might not be a good choice to keep in a bedroom. Number 2. Fennec foxes. If you're looking for an unusual and exotic pet that is incredibly cute, you can't go wrong with the fennec fox. These foxes are tiny and when fully grown are about the size of a Chihuahua dog. Fennec foxes are not easy to obtain and they can be very expensive, though they may become more readily available and less pricey as their popularity grows. They do need a lot of socialization to make them comfortable around people, and while they are dog-like, this is not a pet you'll ever be able to take off the leash to the park. They are social animals who need a lot of attention and do well if you have more than one, so they have regular company. They can be house-trained like a cat, although most owners keep them in a large cage enclosure rather than giving them free run in the house. These animals are nocturnal, meaning they're mostly active at night. Number 1. Tarantulas. Keeping tarantulas as pets can be a fascinating hobby. They are interesting to watch, take up relatively little space, and are fairly easy to maintain. The best tarantulas for beginners are typically the ground dwellers, such as the curly-haired tarantula. They tend to move more slowly, which makes any necessary handling easier. Tarantulas are generally docile, which is why some people do allow their spiders to walk on their bodies. However, tarantulas will bite if they feel threatened. For most species, the toxicity of their venom is much like that of a bee or wasp. It can cause a nasty local reaction that includes pain, redness, and swelling. Though some people can have a more serious allergic reactions that require prompt medical care. While their defense mechanisms somewhat complicate their overall ease of care, tarantulas are still fairly straightforward to maintain, and they're a good choice for people who want a quiet animal that doesn't require much attention. Expect to spend a few hours each week on feedings and cleaning. Then, you simply can enjoy observing this unique animal. A tarantula is generally at its most active when it's hunting live prey. Otherwise, it typically will spend a lot of time in a seemingly restful state.